to the Cowboy Entrepreneur Show. I'm your host, Scott Knudsen. Thank you so much for joining the show today. Today we have a very special guest, Tara Matsler. Tara is a AQHA, American Quarter Horse Association, world champion in working cow horse. She's worked with the AQHA for 10 years. She's a Texas A&M graduate, and now she's the director of marketing for the American Quarter Horse Association. Tara, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Thanks for having me, Scott.
So I don't even know where to begin. You have such a diverse background, but it all filters back to horses. So just tell us about what you're doing for the American Quarter Horse Association.
What I'm doing right now, I lead a team of marketing strategists. We handle all internal and external marketing programs. So we're handling, like I said, the programs, our magazines, our events. We have a full lineup of championship events that we host, and then we also handle all of our corporate partner and membership marketing. So,
big job.
Yeah, there's a lot to do, and especially in this day and age, we have so many different marketing tactics that we can use. My team in particular is really specialized in digital marketing, and I mean that's just the state of marketing these days. So.
Yeah, I love that. I love the journalistic background that you have as well, because the horse, it's a relationship. And to tell the stories is just to get more people involved in the industry. And that's so important to me, is not only keep it where it is, but expand it and grow. So the journalistic part and telling the stories. So I'm sure you've run across a bunch of fun stories.
Yeah. When I was about 15 years old, I set my sight on, I wanted to work for the American Quarter Horse Journal, which is owned by AQHA. That was my dream job. And luckily I've written a lot for AQHA. I had managed one of their magazines. We had the Performance Horse Journal for a while. But yes, my absolute favorite thing that I've gotten to do for work is talk to people and tell their stories about the horses that they love. It's such a light to be able to share that.
It's such a passion point for sure. And I remember as a young person too, getting the journal, and that was a big deal. And the stallion issue, that was always fun. It was so thick, and I love the new brand and the new journal. It looks so great. It really is.
Thank you. Yeah, I just saw some new emails too of longtime members just saying how much they love it. And that was one of the big changes we saw this last year. They reimagined and revamped the journal. It's got such a fresh new design to it. And the neat part about it is it goes to all 225,000 AQHA members. So that's included as part of their membership. They get this beautiful magazine that celebrates the quarter horse lifestyle.
That's so great. And 250,000 people, that's amazing right there. Congratulations. But they're so well done. They're collector's items, and I talk to people when I'm out on the road, and they collect the journal, and they have for many, many years, which is really cool to see. And the stallion issues, I collected all those older ones. It was just fun to look back on the memories there. So how many registered quarter horses are there?
Last year we hit our 6 millionth milestone. So there are over 6 million registered American quarter horses. And it's really funny because you hear a lot about some of these other breeds, but the American quarter horse is by and far the world's most popular horse. There are more registered American quarter horses in the world than there are any other breed.
Right. And all over the world, world. And we run into that. And we're so blessed to have this platform. We talk to people all the time from all over the place. And it's so fun when they send pictures and they talk about quarter horses and riding horses, or they're about to get their first one. And I just refer them over to the website and to your social media. And they love it. And that kind of helps them reaffirm their commitment to purchasing a quarter horse.
And our AQHA International department is so great at doing outreach. I think especially now with COVID, they have started to host some webinar series for different, previously they had done some in-person clinics too. So they get really hands-on in different countries around the world.
So we're going to put the contacts at the end of the show on how everybody can find American Quarter Horse. But for someone seeing this for maybe the first time, or somebody that's thinking about it, how would they be able to go see some of those webinars and some of those videos?
Yep, especially for our international members, the AQHA International Facebook page, they share all of what's going on. Also on AQHA.com, there's an international section, and they have a news section as well where they will post updates, but just AQHA.com in general. And then we also have really active Facebook and Instagram page as well. So we try to keep everybody apprised of all the different activities they can do with their quarter horse.
Oh, that's so great. That's so great, especially for first timers. It's good to have that person there to help, that company there to help you get into the industry for sure. And then as the business grows and people that have been in the business a long time with a lot of horses, it's really good to have that support for sure. So it seems like at the office there, at the corporate office and throughout the country, the American Quarter Horse, the communication and the social media platforms and there's so much education, so much information. I get 2 or 3 emails a day just in, hey, this is what's new, which I appreciate. So what's the change so I guess with COVID, maybe more people staying home, you're trying to do that or what led to that change?
Yeah, something we adopted maybe about 2 years ago is really embracing, so the horse industry is a niche in just general commerce. Quarter horses would be that much more of a niche. And then our industry is so segmented now that we've really focused on like breaking down not just the quarter horse owner, but talking to our members or fans on like what interests them. So we have a lot of newsletters that are targeted just to what your interest is. So we have some that are for ranching or speed events like barrel racing, roping, another one's for just recreational riding or showing. So we do a regular newsletter series throughout the month. And then we're always posting that content online as well. We share it on social media. So really whatever your interest is, we're trying to communicate with you and share news too through all these different outlets. So, but yes, like with COVID, we did a lot more webinar series this last year. We had some different Facebook Lives, and those are fun because with it being a Facebook Live, we were able to have people jump on and chat and ask questions from our experts. And then we also have, at our championship shows, we host free clinics with our AQHA professional horsemen. They'll walk the exhibitors through how the pattern should be performed. Well, something we've really embraced doing is having these clinics live streamed on our Facebook page. So we have our fans from around the world being able to watch what these AQHA professional horsemen are instructing, how to excel in these classes.
Well, I like the general emails for sure. So you know what's going on with the industry, but the targeted ones really put you in the know of what's going on in your specific market for sure. And being an AQHA Pro Horseman, it's so humbling. And I've been there one for a lot of years. And I can tell you that the marketing and the mission statement is so very strong on just taking care of the horse and the person and bringing new people in. And that's such a focus, and I really appreciate it. That's why I do it. And but I appreciate the Quarter Horse for doing that.
What says a lot about being an AQHA professional horseman is all pro horsemen like yourself have to abide by a code of ethics, or they don't get to be an AQHA professional horseman. So when you're dealing with an AQHA professional horseman, like they are a cut above the rest.
Well, thank you, and my code's up on the wall, and it's I think everyone to a person takes that so serious, and it's such an honor for sure. So 2020 was a success in a lot of different ways for American Quarter Horse as far as growing and 6 million registered horses. And so what's kind of the plan for 2021? Because every year y'all get better and bigger. So.
Well, I don't know that we have always got better and bigger. The horse industry has been through some scary times. We see our horse owners getting older, and we haven't really been bringing as many younger members. So I think we're going to work on some new initiatives for this year to help with some younger horse owners. COVID had us a little afraid that we were going to experience some stress with members, but from April through the end of the year, we saw membership growth every month, and almost every month we had 2,000 additional new members a month. So we have a lot of people enthused and engaged about interacting with AQHA and their quarter horses. But yeah, looking into 2021, we have some new technology projects that hopefully we can roll out. Hopefully here in the next few months, we'll have like an improved, member dashboard or member site where our members can do their transactions and see which horses they own and check different records. And then we should be rolling out a new records or leaders site, a new, it would be have free pedigrees for everybody to look up pedigrees of all the quarter horses. So those are 2 new sites that we're hoping to roll out here in the next several months. And then we also, hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll have our own AQHA blend of coffee. So
really,
yeah,
that is great.
yeah. My team's very excited about that because not everyone is in a position to own a horse or own a quarter horse, but most everyone drinks coffee, or somebody who does. And $1 from every bag will support the American Quarter Horse Foundation. And our foundation supports scholarships, equine research grants, therapeutic riding grants, and so it's a good cause with every bag that you buy.
Just makes it taste even better.
Yeah.
that is so great. So we have a lot of people watching it, and what you've done, you've multitasked at a very high level. From A&M to being a world champion, now to this role of director of marketing for the biggest association. And there's a lot of people out there trying to figure out how to work, have a family, get to ride their horse, maybe even compete every once in a while. How do you do that on such a high level?
You lose some sanity.
Absolutely.
No, I have such an amazingly supportive family. My husband and my dad also compete. All 3 of us show rein cow horses. I guess right now I'm the only one out of us that I'm showing the horses that we've bred and raised. And my horses, we also had raised their mothers. So they're second generation,
very cool.
Second generation horses that we've raised. But it like my daughter's now, she's going to be almost 4 years old. So a lot of times like our riding time looks like we'll trot around with her and someone else will be loping or practicing their spins and their stops. And then we'll hand her off and then we'll go to work on it. And we pass her all around.
Isn't that great?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
but I have to say a lot, for the quarter horse people and especially my rein cow horse family. There'll be times too when like we're all having to get our horses prepared, but someone will offer to watch her and take care of her. And it's really reassuring to know that you're surrounded by a safe community that can help you out in those times. But I also am really blessed in working at AQHA that I work remotely. Our headquarters are in Amarillo, Texas, but I'm based in Washington State. And then the rest of my marketing team is also out of state as well. So we have someone on I think we cover 4 time zones now. But we're all horsewomen, so we all understand, that we need flexibility and we need to feed our passion. And I think that's what really helps us connect with horse owners. And that's why we've seen a lot of success in the last few years is we're horse people. We know how to talk to horse people.
Right. I think it's great that AQHA has y'all are able to live where you want to live. I think that's really progressive, number one. Number two, I think it's good that you're out there with different people, not just in one smaller market. And you're out there in different time zones, like you say, and you know what's going on and you're involved in the industry. And that says a whole lot, for sure, since you're living it. And
okay.
So what else would you like to tell the audience? Maybe something we haven't talked about yet about the Quarter Horse Association.
Okay, so we already did talk about, we have over 6 million registered American quarter horses. We are the world's most popular horse breed. The quarter horse, it's called the American quarter horse because it's the fastest horse over a quarter of a mile. Right. So I also like to brag on the fact that it's the world's fastest horse. But what I think is so unique and special about our breed is, yes, it's an outstanding race horse. That's part of how the breed got started. It's the preferred horse for the cowboy. Even today, cattle ranchers prefer riding American quarter horses. We see horses compete in reining. We've seen that in the equestrian Olympics. If you're watching rodeos and timed events, it's American quarter horses that are, at the top of the timed events, like roping, barrel racing. But we also have quarter horses that do dressage and excel in that, or they're jumping. And anyway, so I like to say we have the world's most popular horse, we have the world's fastest horse, and we have the world's most versatile horse. And there's some individuals like Rugged Lark. He was a 2-time AQHA super horse and multiple AQHA world champion. And he was a great example of a horse that could do all of these things. He did reining, he did jumping, he did dressage. And I think it's so unique that you can have, instead of having to have 5 different horses, you can have one horse that can do all these things.
I think that's so special, and you're 100% right. I really like the fact that the breeding records are going to be up there so everybody can see them, because people that have their first horse, maybe they want to see the genealogy. That's so important to go back to a horse like that and say, oh, that's maybe where it comes from, or Poco Bueno or Colonel Freckles, and track them back and see. And that's a fun part, and given that access on the website is such a great thing that you did for all the new members, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Tara, thank you so much for being on the show today. I really appreciate your time, and I really appreciate everything the American Quarter Horse Association is doing for all the horse owners out there and the future horse owners.
Well, thank you so much, Scott. It's been a pleasure talking with you today.
So much fun. Thank you, Tara. And thank you, everybody, for watching the Cowboy Entrepreneur Show today. Thank you.